Today, we're diving into the ultimate fitness mystery, how to effectively pack on serious, noticeable muscle mass. You want to get jacked, you want to get huge, but you also want to do it the right way, without just gaining a bunch of unnecessary fat, right? Well, we've got the exact roadmap for you today, pulled directly from the brilliant insights of Dr. Mike at Renaissance Periodization.
But before we start throwing around heavy plates and extra calories, we really need to address the elephant in the room. It's a question I hear all the time. Can you just gain your way to getting huge? Can you just maintain your current body weight, eat healthy, hit the gym hard, and eventually wake up with a massive, chiseled physique?
Well, the short answer is yes, but it is a very, very long road. Look, let's say you weigh 150 pounds right now and you're carrying a little extra body fat. If you just stay at 150 pounds, your body will eventually undergo recomposition. You'll slowly become more muscular and less fat. But here's the catch. You are actively choosing not to use the two absolute most powerful nutritional weapons at your disposal, a hypocaloric diet to burn fat quickly and a hypercaloric diet to build muscle rapidly. Relying solely on recomposition to get absolutely shredded at 150 pounds, it's literally like taking the scenic route when you have a sports car sitting in the driveway waiting for you. We want the fast track.
Okay, let's dive into this masterclass cycle that will break down bulking chapter by chapter. Here's our agenda. We'll start with the bulking baseline, then move into pacing your weight gain, fueling for maximum mass, navigate the fat loss transition, and finally, bring the whole shebang together in the circle of life.
Chapter 1. The bulking baseline. Let's figure out exactly what intentional weight gain is and who it's actually for. Now, to explain this word for word, a hypercaloric diet means intentionally eating more calories to gain weight and put on muscle much faster. Why is this absolutely mandatory for getting huge? It comes down to a simple physical limit. You see, if you eat a lot of protein, train hard, and just eat whenever you're hungry, your natural appetite might cap out and get you to, say, 170 pounds. But if your appetite naturally stalls at 170, you physically cannot become a jacked 180 pounds without an intentional hypercaloric phase. You have to push past that baseline. There is literally nobody on Earth who weighs 170 pounds but somehow looks like a jacked 180. To get there, you must intentionally bulk.
But wait, who is this actually for? Notice the clear division here between who should and who shouldn't be bulking. On the left side, if you are well-trained, relatively lean, and your goal is maximum long-term muscle mass, you are perfectly primed for a bulk. But look at the right side. If you're a beginner, you really shouldn't bulk yet. Beginners are so fresh to training that they build muscle without even trying. If you start your fitness journey at 15% body fat and immediately rush into a bulk, you're just going to end up at 18% body fat. Instead, beginners should just eat high protein and train. You'll naturally drop down to 11 or 12% fat, and then you can start your first real bulk from a much better starting line. Also, a quick aside, if you are psychologically uncomfortable with seeing the scale go up right now, that is totally fine. Just stick to maintenance and fat loss until you're mentally ready for it.
Chapter 2. Pacing your weight gain. Let's move to and see how this builds.
Once you decide you're ready to bulk, the absolute most critical factor is the speed of your mass gain. You want to aim for 0.5 to 1 pound of weight gain per week, or about 0.25 to 0.5 kilos. I know, it is incredibly tempting to just eat everything in sight and gain as fast as humanly possible. But if you rush it, the fraction of body fat you gain will be gnarly. You'll end up looking like the Michelin Man, and you'll just have to spend miserable months dieting that fat back off. If you're smaller or a bit more fat-phobic, aim for half a pound a week. Over a 12-week bulk, that is only 6 pounds gained, and you can lose the fat portion of that in just 2 or 3 weeks later. It's a completely manageable target that maximizes your muscle and minimizes the fat.
So the crucial point here is knowing exactly when to stop. Bulks should not last for a year straight. You actually want to cap your bulk around 12 to 16 weeks. Why? Because of desensitization. This is exactly what happens when your body becomes fundamentally unresponsive to hypertrophy training, and your joints are just too beat up from moving increasingly heavy weights week after week. If you're a year into a bulk, you simply aren't training hard enough anymore. Once you hit that 12 to 16 week wall where your training starts to fall apart, the rocket is out of fuel. It's time to stop the bulk.
Chapter 3. Fueling for maximum mass. Now we'll focus on exactly what foods you need to hit your bulking targets.
So, we know the pace and we know the timeline. Now, what exactly are we putting on our plates to hit these specific targets? You've probably seen the endless internet debates about clean bulking versus dirty bulking. Well, here's the reality. Food composition doesn't wildly change the ratio of muscle to fat you build, but it drastically impacts your training quality. A dirty bulk gives you terrible macros,
ruins your digestion, and makes your gym pumps literally non-existent. On the other hand, a clean bulk gives you exactly the protein and carbs you need, but the ultimate sweet spot? It's mostly clean with just a little bit of dirty. As Dr. Mike tastefully puts it, dropping a hypothetical bedroom analogy, keeping things mostly clean, but throwing in a little something dirty keeps it fun, keeps you motivated, and gets the job done safely.
But what happens when you just lose your appetite entirely? Honestly, eating in a surplus gets exhausting. Here is your exact 4-step troubleshooting procedure. Step 1, make your food tastier with seasonings and sauces so you actually want to eat it. Step 2, raise your dietary fats to 60 to 100 grams a day. Extra fats not only boost your daily calories easily, but they also skyrocket your training motivation and your sex drive. Step 3, strategically add a couple of fun cheat meals a week. And step 4, use mass gainer shakes. Look, they aren't magic muscle potions. They're literally just blended food that is incredibly easy to digest when your stomach is way too full for another solid meal.
Chapter 4, the fat loss transition. Let's talk about how we safely exit the bulking phase. Okay, so you've hit your 16 weeks. You're bigger, you're stronger, but yeah, you're also carrying a bit of extra fluff. How do we safely exit the bulking phase? First, a massive warning for you. Do not panic cut. So many people bulk for 3 weeks, notice a tiny bit of lower belly fat, freak out, and immediately slash their calories. If you do this, you destroy all your progress. Muscle tissue needs time to solidify. You have to hold that bulk for at least 4 weeks, but ideally, the full 12 to 16 weeks for that newly built muscle to really stick around permanently. So instead of panic cutting, you transition using active rest. To define this word for word, active rest means 2 weeks of really easy training or no training at all to cool the body off. This is the literal bridge required to resensitize your body after a grueling 16-week massing phase. You absolutely have to let the fatigue wash away and let your body settle before you do anything else. And this brilliantly illustrates the complete timeline. You can trace this exact masterclass path right here. You bulk for 12 to 16 weeks, then you hit the wall, so you take 2 weeks of active rest. Next, you spend 2 to 4 weeks in maintenance, dropping your training volume way down to just let the muscle solidify. And only after all of that do you enter a 4 to 8 week fat loss phase, which is often called a mini cut. An 8-week diet will beautifully strip away the fat you put on during your 16-week bulk, revealing that awesome new muscle underneath.
Chapter 5, the circle of life. Let's bring this entire fitness life cycle together.
Let's connect the dots here, because fitness isn't a single destination, right? It's a process. When you finish that 7 or 8 week fat loss mini cut, something magical happens. You don't just look incredibly lean. Your body's chemistry actually changes. You are no longer stuffed and sluggish. You're lean, and you are absolutely starving. Your body is practically begging for food. And guess what? That hungry, primed, insulin-sensitive state is the absolute perfect optimal starting line for your next 12 to 16-week bulk.
As Dr. Mike so colorfully puts it, circle of life, Simba. This continuous, structured cycle of intentional bulking, resting to drop fatigue, and cutting to drop the fat feeds perfectly into itself over and over again. This is exactly how the pros build those incredible physiques over the course of several years. It's not magic, guys, it's methodical.
So what does this all mean for you? My final question to you as we wrap up this explainer, where do you currently stand in your own fitness cycle? Are you a beginner who needs to just focus on maintenance? Are you 10 weeks into a bulk and feeling the fatigue setting in? Or are you perfectly primed to start your very first intentional hypercaloric phase? Analyze where you are today, apply this exact roadmap we've laid out, and watch the results speak for themselves.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, which give us motivation to make better content for you. See you in the next video.